Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to host together with you this event. I would like to thank all the esteemed entities who decided and who see the commercial interest in developing the corridor. As Steve mentioned, we observe a number of corridors that are being created across Europe and Asia, but I think it's quite prudent to look at the definition of the corridor, because if we look at the definition of the corridor according to the Collins English Dictionary, we will spot a number of words like passage connecting, strip of land that affords access, connection, access, place for running, that comes from the Latin word correre. But I would like to avoid one thing at the end of this session, that the definition of corridor that is epitomized by a soccer definition of corridor. That means an area of the pitch between the defenders and the goalkeeper in which it is not clear who should take responsibility of dealing with the ball played into. So this is, I don't expect that we will sign an MOU at the end of this session, but I think we have all parties to the deal at the table, and the number of people that act as an audience, whom I would like also to welcome to this presentation. I would like to speak a little bit about the Port of Gdansk, and for that purpose I will share the presentation. I think it will go straight on. Yes, sure. Yes, I understand that you can see this, and for those who are not very familiar with the Port of Gdansk, we are the main Polish port, which has a share in the Polish transshipment of 46%. Last year we handled 48 million tons of cargo for the Polish economy, which is ranked 7th in Europe and 22nd in the world. We are also ranked 4th among the largest ports on the Baltic Sea, and ranked 2nd in the Baltic Sea in the terms of the containers throughput. We are a universal port. That means that we can handle any cargo that comes from the ship to the shore, and vice versa. Next slide. Yes. Why we want to create a corridor? The obvious reason is to offer a better service to the customers and all those who consider to be a part of the maritime business, and the cargo owners, the beneficial cargo owners. As you can see, currently we have an alternative. We want to create an alternative to the existing connections. We have had a lengthy discussion with my colleagues from the commercial department and from the marketing department, what we can offer that differs from the existing solutions. Of course, we have the limitation of the Bosphorus Straits. That means that according to the regulations, the maximum size of the ship is approximately 10,000 TEU. At the same time, we have the Baltic Sea limitation on the Danish Straits that allows us to accept ships up to 24,000 TEU or even slightly bigger. So why we want to create the opportunity for the ship owners, for the cargo owners, is to shorten the way from the Black Sea to the Baltic Sea. Of course, the shortest way is through the corridor on land. We also have to take into the consideration the fact of the economies that are around the Baltic Sea and around the Black Sea. Because if we look at the Baltic Sea, we see that we have 8 economies with the total GDP of $7 trillion. At the same time, on the Black Sea, we have the 5 economies with the total GDP of $1.3 trillion. If we exclude from the Baltic Sea part Russia, which has access on both sides to both cities, so we still have the economies with $5.3 trillion. That creates an opportunity for exchange of the cargo around these areas. We can not disregard, but we should underline the role of Turkey in this system, because according to the Standard Chartered Bank and IMF, Turkey is going to be ranked 5th in the global top 10 list in 2030. After, of course, China, India, USA, and Indonesia. So the volume of traffic, the production that will come from Turkey and the surrounding country will determine the opportunity that should be reflected in the corridor we want to create. Currently, we gathered some data from Polish Customs Office regarding the traffic between Poland and Ukraine. This is Ukraine only in terms of containers, and you can see quite a growth in this direction, but if we look opposite, it looks even better. So this is only Ukraine by land. We cannot today present data about the traffic between Poland, Ukraine, Turkey, and other countries around Romania, Bulgaria, Georgia, Ukraine, of course, to see the true volume of the cargo that can be put on the corridors, on trains. This is the picture the red line is something that maybe I would like to start from, because currently we don't have a direct service to USA, Canada, and South America from Port of Gdansk. As you can see, we can serve a number of ports in the Baltic Sea with the direct feeder service from the port of Gdansk. I presume that my colleague from DCT will elaborate a little bit more about this opportunity. But as you can see, we have a direct connection between Ukrainian ports by truck today, Odessa, Chernomorsk, Yuzhny, to Poland. We have 3 country crossings with one which is the standard former Soviet Union gauge for trains to Slavkov. And as you can see, there are 3 terminals that specialize also in the bulk cargoes. And we can shorten the distance between Baltic Sea and the Black Sea by approximately 8 to 10 days. That I think it means something for the cargo owners. How we prepared to serve this potential traffic via the corridor. In the recent 2 years, we, together with the Polish railway system, invested more than 280 million euros in upgrading the railway system in the port of Gdansk by creation of 80 kilometers of new rails, upgrading 3 cargo stations. This should also offer for today unlimited access to the port of Gdansk from the south of Europe. And this is one of the pictures that in the best way presents our current opportunity and the corridor to the south, because this picture is facing directly the south of Europe. So the access to the port is already ready. So this is all from me, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Sławomir. That's a very interesting overview. If I may take advantage of my position as moderator just to ask one question at this stage, and that relates to the capacity on the rail service. So obviously there's a number of different modes of transport that we can utilize, whether it's short sea in feeders or whether it's rail or whether it's by road. I just wonder what is the capacity on the rail that you have that would allow people to take advantage of this transit time USP that you mentioned?
The capacity currently is utilized in 25 to 40 to 30%. We understand that the train mode of transport is the mode of transport that will dominate the port's operations. Today, approximately 30 to 35% of cargo arrives to port of Gdansk by train. Comparing to the port of Hamburg, where this ratio oscillates around 45%, we still have a lot to do, but the infrastructure is ready. The only limitation for our port is actually the bridge across the river. But as I said, we still utilize we are utilizing only 25 to 30% of the capacity. So the recent investments and the ongoing investments, which are being done by the Polish railway system, they translate actually into the speedy service from the south of Poland. But the only element we need for this connection is the Ukrainian port, the Ukrainian railway system. So ports are ready, ports is ready, Polish railway system is ready. So we need a connection from the border with Ukraine to the Ukrainian ports. And of course, the willingness and the readiness of the RoRo ship owners in the Black Sea to join the system.
Well, that's understood. I mean, you mentioned utilization, so clearly there's quite a bit of excess capacity currently available.
Yes.
I just wonder, do you have the numbers for the actual capacity of the rail then? So if it's 25 to 30% utilized, what would 100% utilized look like in terms of TEUs?
In terms of TEUs, I cannot present the data. Maybe Dominic will be in the position to
Okay,
show.
no problem. It's just obviously this may be, you know, one downside if I mean, maybe there's more capacity by sea than there is by rail. That's what I'm trying to get to. But that's fine. We can talk as well with Dominic a little bit later just to try and get to that detail.
Currently, we have approximately 18 to 19 trains going to the DCT. This is the capacity. Yeah, this is the actual number for today. But looking at the numbers in the traffic between China and Europe, only 4% is trains.
Yeah.
And then 19% is planes, and still 77 is still ships.
Yeah.